It was 4 months last year of relentless pounding from airstrikes and artillery that turned Raqqa to rubble. Yes, the U.S.-led coalition operation ended the reign of ISIS there, but while American commanders boasted loudly of the most precise campaign in the history of armed conflict, the dust of Raqqa said something different. Amnesty International now says several of those coalition strikes violated international law, that not nearly enough care was taken to protect civilians.
They fired 30,000 artillery shells into Raqqa. That's tantamount to indiscriminate strikes.
Amnesty did its research in February of this year, but a few months earlier, in the days just after ISIS had been routed, we got to look for ourselves. The stench and flies told of bodies buried in the rubble, the danger too high to count them because of all the mines. The city littered with unexploded ordnance. This woman found herself in the basement of a building bombed by the coalition, trying to protect orphaned kids.
تحت التراب ضلينا يومين تحت البناية الخمس طوابق.
This family, the Badrans, lost 39 members in 4 separate airstrikes. We're constantly moving to avoid them. Everyone in this video eventually killed by a strike just a few days after these pictures were taken. For a sense of scale, at one point, the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights tried to calculate the munitions dropped in Raqqa and determined that in 1 month alone, it was 1 every 8 minutes. And what seems to worry Amnesty is it doesn't have a sense of the procedures the Americans in particular use to protect civilians, many who were being used as human shields.
ولكن ترامب حارب الإرهاب.
Kurdish soldiers on the ground boasted at the time about how quickly Americans responded to requests for airstrikes.
ما تطول ثواني ننطي الأحداثية تضرب دغري. يعني سرعة ودقة عند الطيران الأمريكي سرعة ودقة.
A detail that emboldens a fighting force but panics a human rights organization. The Americans, though, aren't taking Amnesty's report well, accuse the group of just being wrong.
They're literally judging us guilty until proven innocent. That's a bold rhetorical move by an organization that fails to check the public record or consult the accused.
So among the recommendations from Amnesty, that the coalition has to disclose enough information about those strikes to make sure there weren't actually violations of international humanitarian law, and if there were, then they're going to have to pay reparations.
But an important point that you touched on there, the Americans don't accept these findings.
No, they don't. They're looking into some of them, and they're well aware that Amnesty is saying to them that, look, you also have to do more to rebuild Raqqa, more reconstruction, more demining, because the place is a mess.
All right, thanks.